Hi, I'm Lemmy, welcome back to Mini Lotr. Today I want to show you how I paint one of the iron guard, but before I do that, I want to tell you a couple of things, make some announcements like thank you warma.sheen on Instagram for the name of the previous video. I thought it was fucking hilarious, it's actually fucking amazing. I loved it. Go follow him on Instagram as well, he makes a lot of great content and yeah, awesome guy. Great title, thank you. As already mentioned, I'm gonna paint an iron guard for the biggest dwarf army on YouTube. And I'm thinking about making it technically 3 armies. Erebor, Iron Hills and khazad. The khazad part is a red alliance with the other two, so it will stand as its own army in a way. But I really hope I don't hope it's gonna be part of the army, I decided. It's gonna be fucking nice. You can't see behind me, but on the desk there are a lot of projects already lined up for the dwarf army. And I can't wait to paint them all and show it to you guys. It's gonna be very fun. And also this part of the army is gonna be inspired by the old Games Workshop books I have. Don't actually have them on hand right now, but I'll show you some footage. Gonna show you what exactly inspired me, especially the big pictures where you see a big dwarf force going up against a big Moria force, and that Moria force is a little bit of the inspiration of my Moria monster focus army I want to build separately from the biggest dwarf army on YouTube, because I really like the idea of having a lot of dragons, cave drakes and all that. Yeah, maybe a Balrog eventually. That just a big horde of monsters goes against the horde of dwarves and they just fucking brawl it out. It's gonna be amazing. One day I'm gonna try and make a battle report. Speaking of battle report, I'm trying to have at least one battle report this year. That's my main goal for 2024. That's the main goal I'm gonna work towards, and I'm all ready and set up for a battle report. But my brother-in-law still has to paint his fucking elves. I can't blame him, he has work to do and everything. So yeah, still waiting for him to paint his elves. If you're watching this, and I know you might, go paint your elves right now. Don't care what you're doing, go fucking paint. Yeah, I'm very dedicated to have that as my first battle report, because it's gonna be with Goblin Town, for me at least, and I just want to get used to the rules of the game a little bit more before I actually go with my dwarves, which are my main army, together with Uruk-hai of course, and some other armies I'm working on. If you want to see more of that, I post some updates of it to Instagram. Might actually do a couple of reels. If you're following me, you might see them popping around too. And maybe if you guys are good, I will show you some of the stuff that's behind me. It's a lot of dwarves and a cave drake, but I already did a video about that, so I'm not gonna do another cave drake video, especially because it's gonna be the same color, I think. I really like the purple, it's fucking awesome. Oh yeah, you're gonna get a new supplement this year. I'm crossing my fingers for Last Alliance, and why? Because the Rivendell elves deserve more love, Numenor deserves more love, and especially since technically on both sides of the Last Alliance there were dwarves that fought for Sauron and with the free people. So I'm not saying that they need to do that, because the movies don't touch on it, but it would be fucking awesome if they made new dwarf warriors, look them a little bit more dynamic and less just early 2000s, and do them as well for Sauron, like a different box, and their armor is gonna be a little bit more messed up and everything. That would be fucking cool. But that's because I love dwarves. And yeah, I think a lot of people would love the fact that elves would get an upgrade, Numenor would get an upgrade. I rambled long enough, so let's go to the desk and paint an iron guard. And welcome back to the desk. I'm gonna start off this warrior with the leadbelcher. You may also notice that I already painted the base. If you want to know how I painted this base, you can check out my cave drake video. And leadbelcher, I'm just gonna use it for all the chainmail, his sword, and the head of the axe, also in the lower parts of his helmet. While I'm painting the leadbelcher on, I'm gonna spoil a little thing for you guys. I bought a second, well, camera arm, I guess you could call it, so there is a different view as well. Hope you guys will enjoy this. Next up is Sons of Horus green. I really love this green, it really looks quite amazing if you ask me, especially in combination with the leadbelcher. Really think this kind of green goes very well with just silver. But we have to make a little bit of an accent color, so I use a russ grey for his undershirt, I guess you can call it, just to give a little bit more of, yeah, an accent to the uniform they get. Now for the boots I use dryad bark. I also use it for any leather part like his belt, but not the gloves. The gloves I use World Bearer's Red. It's not really a color I tend to use a lot for leather, because I just bought it specifically for this reason, and I really think it looks very nice on the model. Now I want to use corvus black for the axe handle and all the wood details of the army, of my khazad army, just for the fact that I really like corvus black for wood. It's easy to paint, and if I would like to give more details to the wood, like a little bit of wood grain, it would be rather easy to do, and black wood always looks amazing in my opinion. Now we still have a mask to paint, and I use the Liberator gold for that. It's my go-to gold color, it just always looks great. And also the little pointy bit on his helmet. And the handle of the sword I paint gold as well. And every little accent that you think would look good in gold, I would say go for it. And now, since I didn't really spill a lot of paint on his beard, because I was trying to be as efficient as possible, because you might see in the background I have a lot of minis to paint for the biggest dwarf army on YouTube. So yes, since I didn't spill any paint, I used black templar on the black base coat for his beard. And the only reason I did that is I love black templar, it really looks good. And I totally forgot he has a little sleeping mat on his back all rolled up. So let's quickly just paint that gorthor brown. Then the little straps that are holding his little sleeping mat together. I use karak stone. And I try to go as thin as possible, but if the straps accidentally become a little big, it's not a real problem. Some agrax earthshade later and it will look amazing, trust me. Now korak green for his green cloak. Kroak or kroak, I really don't know how you say the name of this. But I really love the finish you get with this wash. I try to use it as often as possible just because it's a very satisfying thing to watch for me, kroak green or kroak green. Now for everything we painted brown or red, I use agrax earthshade, like the gloves and his boots and belt, and the mat on his back as well, including the kroak stone straps. If you went a little bit white with them and didn't want to fix it up, use agrax earthshade and they'll look quite good in my opinion. Now for everything else, especially the armor, I use nuln oil. For the armor I tend to use a lot of nuln oil, so it really goes into the details. But for the russ grey part I try to use a really thin layer, just so it doesn't just become black pretty much. It's a very sensitive color concerning washes. And just like that, we have a nicely painted iron guard. Personally, I really enjoyed painting these. I really wish they came in boxes of 8 or 10 even, like the khazad guard. And if I put them together with the dwarfs I already painted, they really look amazing. I'm gonna make videos about the other dwarf warriors and the iron guard. It's gonna be a very similar painting scheme, but it will just give me a little bit more time to paint everything up. As you might have noticed, tried to hide it as good as possible, but I was actually quite sick in the intro. I had a really bad case of the flu. But yeah, I think I'm quite over it by now. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, share with your favorite cryptid. Yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next one. And yeah, I have some great stuff in the works at the moment. See ya.